What's up? What's up? What's up? Giving everybody a second to make their way into the chat. And then we will get started with today. I'm so excited, super excited for what we're about to roll out in here. Yes. Hey guys, so just a heads up. I like commentary, so any questions that you guys have, and I'll say this throughout this whole segment, this series, I will continue to say it. Any questions, please put them in the chat and I will get to them. I know sometimes I can get caught up talking. So, like Oscar's on here as well, so he'll kind of flash me if I need to get to some questions or if there's too many questions stacking up. And I'm just kind of lost in the sauce of explaining everything. But please make sure you are active. Make sure whatever questions that you guys have, please be and active. But welcome to the kitchen. I am not in the kitchen just because we are home today. I had planned to be in the kitchen anyway because the overall theme of today, as well as this series, is the choice, right? It's the choice. And we're here. The goal is to get better. The goal is to be a healthier version of you, right? So I need everybody to understand that choice starts where we are right now, in the kitchen. It doesn't start in the gym. I know you want to, oh man, I got to get a good gym membership. I got to get into the gym this year. Listen, the gym, we can get to that at a later date. The primary portion of fitness and health overall is in the kitchen. It happens right here in the kitchen. So that's why I am I'm in my kitchen, but same. You in your kitchen, I'm in my kitchen. That choice starts in the kitchen, all right? So we're going to kind of get started with things. And for those of you kind of jumping in late, remember I said, anybody, if you have any questions, please put them in the chat. I love to get questions because as you can see, it's just me by myself, right? There's no human interaction here. So the only interaction that I'm having with you all is your questions that you slide into the chat. So feel free to ask any questions, all right? But without further ado, we got some great things lined up for you this week. I got a special guest that's going to be on with me on Friday. So make sure you tune in. Make sure you spread the word. Listen, the choice, right? So I'll start very general, right? Of course, I'll raise my hand, right? I grocery shop. I love to grocery shop. I'm sure you all grocery shop, right? That's kind of how you stock your house. You grocery shop, right? So the question is, once you hit the grocery store, what is your route? Where's the first place? And I want to see this in the chat. When you hit the grocery store, where is the first place that you go to in the grocery store? Where? You get your basket, right? Got your basket, boom. Now I'm walking through the grocery store. Where is your first stop in the grocery store? And I'm waiting. I want to see all the answers. Where's your first stop? That will guide a lot of what we are about to get into. Where is your first stop in the grocery store? All right, we got fruits and veggies. Judith Matthews is on the chat and she said fruits and veggies. No, you have to go to the grocery store for that to be your first stop. Judith Matthews, stop playing. All right, so we got a lot of fruits and vegetables, produce section. My first place is the produce section, fruits and vegetables, bread, produce. Okay, got it. Good, right? So most times we hit the grocery store and we hit fruits and vegetables, right? Because that's just common. We want to get some fresh fruit to have in the house. Of course, I keep my fruit basket stocked. I eat an orange and a banana every day. That orange is right in the morning when she said when I go. All right, so listen, real talk though. All right, so for me, it's an orange every morning after I leave the gym, and a banana. Then I jump into my protein shake. But I'm always have some fruits in the house. Somebody said depending on the store, fruits and vegetables, still kind of produce. Cool. All right, cool. All right, so let me ask y'all this. Little known fact about the grocery store. When you grocery shop, you want to make sure you stay on the outer perimeter of the grocery store. Got it? Outer perimeter of the grocery store. The closer the closer to the center of the store you get, the worse the snacks get. Think about it. Perimeter, produce, perimeter. Meats and proteins, perimeter. Milk, eggs, all that, perimeter. Bread is usually, depending on the store, but mostly on one of the perimeter aisles. As you start to work your way in the store, the food choices, they get terrible. Listen, they get terrible. There's no need for you to come inside the inner aisles of the store unless it's something quick. Because think about it. If you do not have the discipline, you all know, we've all been down this road, right? You go in and you say, Publix gets me every time. I kid you all not. Publix, I tell the people when I check out at Publix, hey, like, it's a setup, because I can come in Publix with the thought process that I'm only going to get one thing. I'm getting one thing. And some kind of way, I start seeing other stuff that I didn't need, but it looks good, so I just start getting it. So you have to have a game plan. And today, a lot of what we're going to talk about is establishing a game plan. Because when we don't have a game plan, we immediately fall victim to whatever looks good, right? You think about it. Meal prepping, right? So you're going to work with coworkers, and I work, listen, when I tell you all, my coworkers, they love to eat good. A lot of times, I'm in my office. I do not come out. Because they eat good. It's going to be pizza. It's going to be wings. It's going to be all these types of things. And if you do not have a game plan, you fall victim to what? What's available, right? What's easily accessible. That becomes what we choose. It's here. Oh, man, I really wanted to go and get this, but I didn't have it. So I just ate what was there, right? So now I'm going to, back to the grocery store, because I don't want to take you guys too fast in too many directions too fast, okay? So, like, let's think about this, right? So we're staying on the perimeter of the grocery store because I say it is about choices. Your first choice is what all goes into that grocery cart. So last night I'm grocery shopping. I go to the grocery store last night because I wanted to get some items to kind of talk about today. And I'm gonna tell you guys, this is where I am in life, right? And let me back up. Let me qualify me for a second. For those of you all who may not know me, I'm George III. When I attempted, or even, let's just not even say attempted, when I decided to get very serious about my fitness, my nutrition, and everything, it was 2020. At that time, 2020, I was about 219 pounds. So you guys can imagine, and I question who my real friends are, because all y'all who see me at church and y'all love on me and all that, y'all never told me I was fat. I told my mom too. She fell in the same category, because 219 pounds on my frame is a lot, right? It's a lot. But got disciplined, and it was trial and error, right? It was trial and error. Figuring out what worked, figuring out what doesn't work, what this person says may be good for them, but it's not necessarily good for me. So I started to do trial and error, right? And one of the things about trial and error for me, because I went through it, now I decided once I got to the place where I could start to help others, I would not be a gatekeeper. I'm open for conversation anytime you guys see me. Like, I'm here to help everybody, because it's too much going on in society and in life for your health to have to be one of the biggest things you have to be concerned about. And a lot of our choices with our health, they start with what we are eating. It starts right there, right? So 219 pounds in 2020. I got on the scale last Friday. I'm 181 now. So you guys could just imagine 219 to 181. Just, it's working. But the biggest thing about this is consistency, right? I'm never going to try to sell anybody a goal that says you can do this in a month. You can do this in 2 months. It's consistency. I promise you. You have to stay with it, all right? So now, fast forward. Here we are. I go grocery shopping last night because I'm like, man, let me get some stuff so I can figure this out. Guys, listen, I was embarrassed in the grocery store last night. I was embarrassed in the grocery store because I didn't want anybody to see what was in my cart. I'm trying to buy this stuff so I can talk about it. And that's to the point that I'm making. When you flip the switch and make the decision, like, your mind, things that were okay in the past, they're no longer okay. And you start to feel bad. That's when you know you have truly changed to a different level, right? So now a lot of times I'll make concessions for myself and say, all right, I'm going to go off track for about a week. I'm going to give myself the things that I want for a week, and then I'm coming back on it, right? But if you are not disciplined enough to do that, you kind of just got to have small things that you give yourself. We'll talk about that later on. Let's stay on track for today. All right, so cool. The choice. I know I'm kind of all around. I'm just giving you guys a lot of general information, then we'll kind of hone in for a second. All right, so we're in the grocery store. I'm grocery shopping, boom, and I'm picking up some stuff because I said, all right, I want to help everybody see that the choice starts with what you put in your cart, right? So you have to become an avid reader when you're in the grocery store. You have to become an avid reader. What do I mean? See, they put things, everything has this thing called a nutrition label. Now, I'm going to pause and ask you, when is the last time you read a nutrition label? Realistically. Just think about it. When is the last time? We're good at checking dates, right? My mom is going to check dates on everything. I don't care. She is going to check the date. She could have just bought it last week. She's going to check the date before she eats it today. That was status quo growing up, right? So, but we never really had conversations about the nutrition label, right? So, Will, I see you. I see you, Will. I see you, right? So, it's the nutrition label. This thing right here, right? This thing right here. The nutrition label. You got to start to read that. A lot of times we're like, oh man, I like the way that tastes. That looks good. Da, 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 da. Okay, listen, let me help you guys understand something. Maturity says, and you want to make sure you take this down, hold this. If you don't get anything else I say, you get this. Maturity says, I'm not eating because it tastes good or because it looks good. I'm eating for results. Period. I am eating for results. Like, man, you didn't put a lot of seasoning on that. Yeah, because high sodium isn't really good for the body. Man, don't you want some fried chicken? I do. But all that fried food is not good for the body. Don't you love sweets? Listen, you talking to the fat kid. I can tell you about the sweets before they even come out. I'm on them. But all that sugar is not good for the body. So you transition from, like kids, you think about it, toddlers, young children, you're giving them something that looks good. You're giving them something that tastes good, because for them, life is about what looks good and what tastes good because they're young. We are adults in different phases of adulthood. We can no longer eat for taste. We are eating for results. We're eating for nutrition. We're eating for where we are going in life. I plan on being here for a long time, right? So there's no way I'm going to allow food and my bad relationship with food to shorten my lifespan. And a lot of us are doing that because with the foods that we eat, we're not really understanding. Let me give it to you like this. Think about it from this perspective, right? I have clients all the time, and we'll talk about nutrition and things of that nature. And they'll say, well, George, you know, we've been at this for 3 months or we've been at this for 4 months and I'm not really seeing the results I want to see. And I'll ask them a quick question. I say, well, hey, how old are you? Right? So for me, I'll use myself. I'm 35. So, hey, how old are you? Well, I'm 35. Okay. So it took 35 years for me to do everything that I did to my body. 35 years. So do you think that you are going to undo 35 years of bad habits in 3 months? Think about that. Think about it. Are you going to undo whatever your age is, that level of discipline? I mean, that level of lack of discipline. You think you're going to undo that in a short period of time? It's not going to happen. It's got to be consistency. You've got to stay with this. Consistency, right? Consistency. You're not going to do it without consistency. Are you going to fall off? Yes. Are you going to make mistakes? Yes, that's a part of it. I'm not asking you to be perfect, right? But I'm just telling you, you've got to start making better choices, right? So in the grocery store, we got to read, man. We got to read. So I had to go to the grocery store to get these snacks because I don't keep these in my house. Why? Because I know if we keep them in the house, what's going to happen, people? What's going to happen? You say, all right, cool. Well, these are my favorite bag. Not mine. I don't like plain chips. But if you say, these are my favorite, this is my favorite bag of chips, right? My favorite bag of chips. I'll just keep them in the pantry. And then every now and then, I'll go get some. Stop it. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. You're going to keep them in there. You're going to keep them in there. And the first day you open them up, you're going to keep telling yourself, I'll tell y'all what I used to do. This is a fat kid in me. I count them out. I say, okay, I'm going to eat 10. Eat 10. Boom, boom, right? And then I would start making excuses. Once I got to like 9 and 10, I'd be like, man, those were little chips. They don't really count. That's like 9 and a half because that was a small chip. So I got to eat a couple more to make up for the half chip. And then I would get to like 10 and be like, okay. All right, well, we're going to reset. I'm going to eat another 10 and then I'm going to stop, right? And before you know it, listen to me. The bag is gone. And you, like, nobody even takes the time to read this part of here where it tells you a serving size. When is the last time you measured out a serving size? When? Sauces. Hold on. Let me help you out. All right. Let's just. All right. I got some no sugar added ketchup. Right. Listen. Don't come to my house eating if you think you even had that bad stuff. It's not gonna happen. All right. So listen. No sugar added in this ketchup. Right. So it says that a serving size is 1 tablespoon. All right. A tablespoon. Can I ask you all a question? When is the last time you were saucing up some food and you got these out? And said, okay, let me measure out. Let me measure out a tablespoon because that's all I get. When is the last time you did that? Serious question. When's the last time you were eating a snack and you literally, it said a serving size for this, Cheez-Its, serving size, 26 crackers. When's the last time you said, all right, I'm going to count out 26 and I'm putting it. We don't do that. Stop it. When it comes to sauce, listen. I'm gonna talk about some people for a minute because I know some people, they love this thing and they listen, ranch dressing. I'm in your home, ranch dressing. I have never seen people that look like me, okay? That look like me. I have never seen people that look like me measure out ranch dressing because ranch dressing is always the main part of the meal. I don't care if it's wings. I'm about to sauce them up with ranch. We're just squeezing and pouring. Oh, okay. French fries, squeezing and pouring. Y'all put ranch dressing in pizza. It doesn't matter. A salad. My dad and I used to have a joke. We would go out to lunch and we people watch and we would just kind of have little private conversations and we'd be like, Dad, listen. You got a salad. I mean, you got ranch with a side of salad. You didn't get a salad with ranch. Come on now. Like your salad is swimming in ranch. You can't even barely see the leaves for the pool of ranch that looks like milk. Okay, I don't want to beat anybody up today. I don't want to do that. Listen, let me just come on back. Let me come on back to you guys, all right? So I'm telling you, like, we don't really look at that. You have to read. You got to read. If you really want to do better, it starts up here. You got to flip a switch up here and say, I'm going to make better choices. I'm making better choices. Sometimes in making better choices, and Pastor was talking about it about 2 weeks ago, he said, when God is taking you to another place, you have to learn that you are going to, your circle of friends may become, that man said it may become the size of a pin top. And that's applicable for everywhere because you have to think about it. I cannot say this is what I'm going to do. And all my friends around me, they still want to keep up everything that they were keeping up with and doing what they were doing and all those things. I'm about to answer that question, Danique. I got you. They're going to still keep eating and doing those things. And I'm going to keep hanging out with them, but I'm going to stay on track. Listen, your discipline is not at that level. It's not at that level. If you can't keep something in your house and not mess with it, you know you can't go out. But listen, let's come on back, right? I'm gonna come back. I'll talk about snacks, right? So we're grocery shopping, and you say, all right, I'm gonna tell you. Now you can argue with me all you want to. This is the best cereal in the world. I don't eat it anymore, but if I was gonna eat cereal, Fruit Loops. This is it. I'm not talking about Fruit Loops, right? So you may say, because we're still talking about choices, okay? So you may say, I'm not gonna eat this because those are full of sugar. So I still want to eat cereal. So I'm gonna get a better brand of cereal because it's gonna help me out and I'm doing much better, right? So we got this Raisin Bran Crunch on the back. I read through this. They're talking to you about fiber and how good fiber is and how fiber helps you, right? They're talking about all of this. I'm going to do a comparison for you guys. We'll talk about calorie count like later in the week, so I don't want to get to calorie count, but I want to talk to you guys about total fat, right? Because you got to think about this. Here's another thing you got to take into consideration. If you are trying to lose weight, right? If you are trying to cut down on your body fat, and now they have this saying you want to unfat your back, right? So if you want to cut down on body fat, then you got to think about it. I can't keep consuming things with massive amounts of fat. I'm trying to lose fat, but I'm consuming fat. We're moving in opposite directions, right? So for both of these, the Fruit Loops and the Raisin Bran Crunch. Raisin Bran Crunch, high in fiber, supposed to be good for you. All right, cool. So Fruit Loops have 1.5 grams of fat. Raisin Bran Crunch, 1 gram of fat. Cool, right? You're decent. I want to get you down to the sugars though, right? So the sugars in Fruit Loops, total sugars, 12 grams of sugar. It also includes 12 grams of added sugar. Think about that. So 12 grams of sugar for Fruit Loops, which is supposed to be the bad choice. Raisin Bran Crunch, 17 grams of sugar. Now, mind you, the serving size is 1 cup of cereal. Can I ask y'all a question? When is the last time you got a measuring cup out and measure 1 cup of cereal? We don't measure. Come on now, y'all know we make cereal like this. You just pour. It's something. Let me help y'all. See, this, like, that's small. I don't want to use something small. I want to use something big. Because, see, I got some friends, when they make cereal coming in something like this. Cereal coming in something like this. I'm just going to. And then when I feel like it's a good size, then I'm going to pour it in the milk. Right? So we're nowhere near a cup. So we just doubled, tripled, or quadrupled what was on the nutrition label. And that was just 1 meal. That's 1 meal. See, you've got to think about the totality of your day. 24 hours. What did I consume in the entire 24-hour span? A lot of times I will advocate for clients to do this. If you want to start out, the first thing you do is keep a tablet or some type of notation of everything you consume for 7 days. Don't lie to yourself. Every bite of candy, every snack, whatever. Don't lie to yourself. Got it? Don't lie. Put everything down that you are consuming for 7 days, not just in the 24 hours, but in the 24 hours over a 7-day span. So now you can come back and look at it and start to evaluate, well, I'm trying to make better choices. Were any of these good choices, right? So I'm trying to help you because you may have thought Raisin Bran Crunch was a good choice. Neither are good choices. Neither are good choices, right? All right, so I'll go to this. All right, so we say, Tanika, I see you shouted out MyFitnessPal for you, right? People, so MyFitnessPal, I like to use an app called Lose It. But these are apps, they have free apps out there that will automatically calculate everything you're consuming, right? So for me, my app is Lose It. I log everything I eat in that app. Everything I eat. Now I have a food scale, and I have food scales. Those who work with me can attest. This is my food scale at my house, but I have a food scale in my office. I have a food scale in the kitchen at work. I have food scales all around me because I like to, you need to know like how much of something you're eating, right? So, and that's another conversation for another day, but you want to be able to track everything. Kimberly Spence said, love Lose It, right? I love Lose It. Lose It is, to me, like MyFitnessPal is cool, but Lose It is another level, but we can talk about that like later, I promise you. And I'm really kind of building, I kind of have an idea what I want to do for the rest of the week, but I will also take into account the questions that you guys are posing so I can make sure I address those because my job is to really get all your questions answered. That's what I'm here to do, okay? All right, so again, still talking about the choice. I just want to look at foods that we're taking in so you can kind of have an example of why you're not making those progressive steps that you think you should be making, right? So I'm gonna jump in my refrigerator, and I like Oikos 000 yogurt, right? That's the yogurt that I like to eat. And you may say, well, yogurt is yogurt, right? Some of you like this. This is Yoplait, right? This is regular Yoplait, right? And that is the French vanilla. This is strawberry cheesecake, right? So regular Yoplait. Because, all right, so yogurt, boom. We got to get yogurt. People say it's good to eat yogurt. Yogurt is healthy. It's good for you. It is. But what did I tell you in the beginning? We got to read. We have to read. So I like Oikos. It looks like this. Let me give you the front label, right? So I like Oikos 000. And it's 000 for a reason, right? It's 000 for a reason. Oikos. So I'm going to give you the comparison. I'm going to give you the nutrition facts for Oikos. I think I might have to get the box out because theirs is on the box. Y'all excuse me for having the box because I buy all my stuff in bulk, so I have to I try not to anyway. So all right, so I'll make the comparison, right? Yoplait versus Oikos, all right? So a serving size, which is that cup. So here's the serving size for both, right? So Oikos versus Yoplait, serving size, okay? So the calorie count for Oikos is 90 calories for that entire cup of yogurt. This is 140. So I want you to think about that. You're talking about double. Same serving. Calorie count is almost double. Oikos, 90 calories. Yoplait, 140. We're talking about almost double the calorie count right there, right? All right, so total fat in Oikos, 0 grams. Saturated fat, trans fat, 0 grams. Total carbs, 7 grams. Total sugars in this entire, this is strawberry. So the strawberry flavor, the total sugar is 5 grams. The vanilla flavor is 5 grams. The mixed blend is 5 grams, right? So those are your natural sugars because there's no included sugars. No included sugars here. Got it? No included sugars here. Total protein, 15 grams. So keep that in mind, all right? Now, we're here. Yoplait. Total fat, 1.5 grams of fat, 1 gram of saturated fat. Let's get down to the sugars. 20 grams of sugar. 20 grams of sugar, which includes 14 grams of added sugars. Now, we'll talk about added sugars later in the week because added sugars, whew, it gets real bad when you start talking about added sugars, right? So I'm just telling you, we're talking about 5 grams, 20 grams, right? So you say, oh, I'm eating yogurt, I'm doing good. But when you're eating yogurt that has the same amount of sugar as a chocolate chip cookie, what are we really talking about? Your body's going to break it down as sugar. That's what you got to understand. Your body is not going to sit here and say, okay, that was sugar from this. Okay, that was sugar from that. No, your body's going to perceive it as sugar, right? So I keep my sugar my intake very, very small. Very, very small. I drink water, not juice. I drink water, not juice. Like I'm not around eating cookies and crackers. Like that's just me. You have to make decisions for where you want to go and be honest about where you really want to go. So we're talking about yogurt. And my mom loves it. Like I'll make a whole parfait out of these. Like if you want to get some natural sweeteners, you can take fruit. So I'll cut up strawberries, blueberries. They both have their own level of function. My mom hates blueberries, but I make her eat them because of what they do. I'm like, here, you're going to eat these. You're going to at least get a handful. So boom. I take the yogurt, I scoop it out into a cup, I layer it I cut up strawberries, I'll throw some blueberries in there, break up some pecans. It's a parfait. So did I get my sugar fixed? I got natural sugar from fruit, which is what you want. You want things like that are natural. You don't want to get reprocessed or refined sugar. You don't want those things in your body. You want to just take what's natural. God already gave it to you. Just take what he's given. But we can, listen. All right. So for somebody who said they're being healthy, oh man, I got these. Like these are so good, right? These are so healthy. They're not too bad, right? 11 grams of sugar for 2 bars. 11 grams of sugar. Think about that. 11 grams of sugar. I'm just talking about your sugar intake right now because you can. Let me pull this statistic up. I actually wrote it down for you guys. A little note. I wrote this for you guys. I wanted to make sure that I put it out here. Sugar is one of the worst things for your body. These are my notes, by the way, right? Sugar is one of the worst things for your body. Added sugars, which manifests itself in bread, donuts, candy, ketchup, soda, etc. Large amounts of consumption can lead to, get this, high blood sugar, insulin resistance, dental issues such as cavities, obesity, and type 2 diabetes. Sugar. So why do I tell you to stay away from sugar? This is why. It doesn't help your body. It is going to take you down a path. And the next step is like sitting in the doctor's office and they're telling you what you can't have. I'm trying to prevent people from getting there, right? That is my goal, to prevent people from getting to that space, right? So if you think about it, because again, I'm talking to you about looking at the totality of your day. So if you start and you have coffee, right? Well, I'm not a coffee drinker, but for coffee drinkers, you're adding 3 or 4, maybe 5, however many packs of sugar you add to your coffee. You think about it, straight sugar. And that's in 1 cup of coffee. Let's say you drink 2 or 3 cups of coffee a day, right? But then you're talking about you drink coffee every day that you work because you work Monday through Friday. So you have a cup of coffee Monday through Friday and you do 4 packs of sugar in each cup of coffee. That's 20 packs of sugar on Monday through Friday. We're not talking about anything else you did over the span of a week. We're just talking about the cup of coffee. And you wonder why, like, you just seem to be growing outward. Come on, like, think about it, guys. We've got to make better choices. It's so weird to me that we can be in an uproar about police killings and things happening within our culture that are taking out people that look like us, but nobody talks about the fact that food is the biggest killer in our society as far as us culturally. Food is the biggest killer. This is what's taking us out. Is this. You go to the doctor, man, you got diabetes, we're going to have to amputate this, we're going to have to take this. Bro, it's the choices that we got to start making choices now. Am I passionate about this? Yes. Because I'm tired of seeing us lose when we don't have to. Of course, everybody, bro, listen. We want to eat what we want to eat, right? Nobody likes being told what they can't eat. For me, I don't go out. I meal prep and I eat at home because that's the easiest way I can control what's going in my body. I only get one body. You only get one body. Like, there's not a day like you're going to die and then reset with a new body. And God's like, I gave you a second chance. Here's your new body. Go again. He gave you one body, and you got to show how much you appreciate that body based on how you take care of it. Based on how you take care of it, right? So today, man, all I'm doing is simply examining, like, things that we take in, right? Things that we take in. I love chips, right? Me, I love chips. It's something about the crunch. I'm telling you, listen, it's something about the crunch. Do you have meal prep ideas? You do. Oh, man, I can talk to you about meal prep ideas for days. I will talk about meal prep when we have the next segment. I'll talk about meal prep. So I'm starting with grocery shopping and what we put in our house. I will get you guys meal prep and meal prep ideas. That's what we'll go on for the next. I got you, right? So for me, it's something about this crunch. Like, when you just, that crunch is like anointed. I could listen. I used to keep chips by my bed. I would buy a bag like this and be like, all right, it's going to last me a week. Listen, baby, it wasn't making it a night. Okay, so I'm not talking to you about, like, from somebody who didn't do it. I'm telling you, listen, I went through the struggle, okay? Listen, they knew me at Whataburger. Because I knew Whataburger was open 24 hours. So if I woke up in the middle of the night craving food, Whataburger was going to see me. And I was going to get my chicken fingers and fries with a Powerade. And I need the barbecue sauce and the honey mustard. And I love that Texas toast. See, stop playing with me. I can talk that talk with y'all because I live that life. Listen, I love that stuff. But it's about choices. That's what it boils down to. It's about choices and making better decisions going forward, right? Making better decisions. See, that's the other reason why I go to bed early at night. Because if you're in bed, those hunger cravings, they don't happen when you're asleep. I'm asleep. But when you stay up, you up 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night, guess what you do? Snack. You snack. And the snacks get worse. The later you stay up, the snacks get worse. Miss Cassandra said, we eat chips and dip in our family. Okay, listen. I didn't know if everybody was on the whole chips and dip thing, because don't make me talk about the anointing of that French onion dip. And it's only one brand. I'm going to see if anybody knows the one brand of French onion dip that's actually the good brand. This is not a healthy side. This is like when you being bad. Like, what is the brand of French onion dip that y'all get? I just want to know if anybody knows. The French onion dip. It's only one brand of French onion dip that's really talking about something. Woo! Monica Johnson, baby. That Barber's French onion dip. See, y'all said Dean's and Frenchies. Oh, no. Lay's, You have not listened. Listen, for my people who are saying Barbers, y'all know something. That Barber's French onion dip. But listen, it's about choices. It's about choices. I can tell you all the things I like. Now, ask me when the last time I've had them. Right? Ask me the last time I've had them. I can get excited with you. I can amp them up. I can talk to you about them. Priscilla said French is the best. No, barbers. What is wrong with y'all? Ugh. All right, listen, back on topic, right? So you say, okay, I'm going to get the Beyblades because I'm doing so much better. You have to think about it like this. Stores they're marketing, they're here to sell a product. They don't sell it anymore. Yes, they do. You got to know what grocery stores to go through, Martha. You got to know what stores to go to. Everybody doesn't sell it. I promise you. I can tell you the ones to do because I see it when I go in there. Listen. Marketing. They're supposed to sell you a product. So if you say, okay, well, I don't want to eat chips anymore. The moment you see this and you see bake and you see 65% less fat, you're like, oh my God, I can get that because it's 65% less fat. That's going to help me out. Let's do a comparison. Let's read. Lay's, okay. So a serving size for Lay's is 15 chips. A serving size for the baked Lay's, right? I mean the baked Ruffles is 11 chips. 160 calories, 120 calories, right? How many grams of fat? Listen, in 15 chips, 10 grams of fat. 15 chips, 10 grams of fat. When's the last time you counted out 15 chips? Oh, okay, cool. I got you. Don't worry about it. All right, so there's not a lot of sugar in here. You're more concerned when it comes to chips. We're not really concerned about sugar. We're concerned with fat, right? So here, you're going to get 3.5 grams of fat, but you're going to get this level of fat that's really bad for you. Polysaturated fat. Monosaturated fat, polysaturated fat. Listen, terrible. But we can talk about this all day, but there's so many layers to this, all right? But you're talking about 3.5 grams, but you got 2 grams of polysaturated fat, which is terrible, right? So the thing is, what am I telling you when I give you these? Right, Miss Todd, I get you. A lot of people thought that the baked chips were better, and that's how they get you, because their only job is to sell a product. My job is to help you be healthy. Kanithia, you may as well eat the regular kind. No, you may as well stay away from them both. Stay away from them both, right? All right, so look, I'll compare that real quick to some Doritos, right? We all like a good bag of Doritos. So Doritos, 150 calories right here, right? 150 calories. A serving size, 12 chips, 150 calories. How many grams of fat, George? 7 grams of fat per 12 chips. Now, I need you to understand a lot of these things when I'm telling you the serving size. Like, so if I say 7 grams of fat per 12 chips for the Doritos, you know you are not eating 12 chips. The Super Bowl coming up. When y'all at Super Bowl parties, you just grab handfuls of chips. Stop playing. You're not counting it out. So which means that you can't say, oh, that was just 7 grams of fat. No, you consume 21 grams of fat. Let me give you a honest, I'll give you an honest assessment, right? For me, my fat consumption on a day-to-day basis, and I can show you on my tracker, I probably, let me not belabor the point really quick, but I can access it really quick. I'm going to tell you, my fat, I don't consume more than probably 12 grams of fat a day, each day. I mean, sugar, I'm talking about sugar, my bad. Sugar, I'm talking about sugar. So like yesterday, 5 grams of sugar I consumed yesterday. Saturday, I consumed 12 grams of sugar. The Friday before that, 9 grams of sugar. Thursday, 5.7 grams of sugar. Wednesday before that, 10.5 grams of sugar. Now, I'm talking about in the full course of a 24-hour span, I'm only consuming 8 grams of sugar or 10 grams of sugar. But mind you, that's in me still being as active as I am, right? And I'm keeping those numbers low. You not active, and then you got a high level of sugar intake. Come on, Law. Let's work through this. My mom loves this little this right here. Again, smart food. You like, man, I'm doing good. Smart food, right? New year, new me. No, new year, same you, but we're going to make better choices. Got it? New year, same you, but we're making better choices. That's what we're talking about in JV, but I'll bring that to you all for a second. So a serving size for this Smart Pop is about 3 cups. In those 3 cups, it says you get 8 grams of fat. How do you know how much sugar is good for you? All right, so I'll talk about that when we're talking about meal prep, and I'll map out calculating your macros, which may be a term that a lot of people aren't familiar with, but I'll show you how to calculate your macros. And your macros, it'll basically spit out based on your height, your age, your weight. It will tell you what you need to kind of consume based on the goals. Are you trying to gain weight? Are you trying to lose weight? Are you trying to maintain? We'll talk about that in a week, got it? All right, so let me get to this real quick, and I'm going to close right here, all right? Because Oreos. These are some good cookies right here, right? When I was younger, I would make these, but my parents used to keep Bluebell ice cream in the house. And cookies and cream is my favorite. I would take these and mush them up and then get the ice cream and mix it together, and I would have my homemade cookies and cream ice cream. Listen, that's a revelation right there. But then they came out with these. Oh, baby, listen. I love everything lemonade. Strawberry lemonade, raspberry lemonade, all of this. I got y'all, right? These right here. Whew, baby. This is amazing. See, April, you know what I'm talking about. See, you found to listen. Okay, all right, let me back it up. All right, so listen. All right, so these are the thin version of Oreos, right? So they're going to pitch this to you and tell you, all right, man, these are thin. These are much better for you. Like, knock these out. You like, all right, I'm going to do better. I'm not going to do these. I'm going to do these, right? All right, well, let's compare them real quick. 160 calories, 140 calories. Got it? Serving size, 3 cookies. Serving size, 4 cookies. All right? So 7 grams of fat, 6 grams of fat. Did we help ourselves out much there? 7 grams of fat, 6 grams of fat. Not much difference, right? All right. Saturated fat, 2 grams. Saturated fat, 2 grams. Looks like we're pretty even on these, right? All right, so let's get down to it. Total sugars, 11 grams, which includes 11 grams of added sugar, which means pretty much everything in this they're pumping into this, which means you're getting a lot of those refined sugars that I talked to you about. Terrible, right? So 11 grams of sugar. Total sugars here, 14 grams of sugar. Hello, we're talking about 3 grams. We're talking about 3 grams difference. And you say, all right, well, since you felt like you got the thin version, you're about to eat twice as many of these, then you do these because you feel like you're better because you got these, but you're consuming the same things. Listen, overall, what I'm telling you today as I wrap up is this. You are what you eat. Your body, you think about it. Your car, the life of the car is in how you maintain it. You put good gas in, you take it to the shop, get oil changes, things like that. Like that is the life of a car. It's how you maintain the car. Your body is no different. It needs fuel. It needs so much to function and keep you moving at a high level. So if this is all you're consuming, listen, I told you I had to go buy this because I don't keep processed foods in my house. Everything that's in my house is what I cook. Fresh fruits, fresh veggies, my proteins. Everything in my house, I cook. I don't buy things that are already packaged. I don't even really like buying vegetables already packaged. Like my vegetables, I get them out the produce section fresh and I come home and cook them. That's just me. You are what you eat. So guys, listen, as we close, I'm telling you, listen, start today. And if you already started today, you already felt like you had a bad breakfast or a bad whatever, that's cool. Start tomorrow. Make better choices. Choice 1, log. Start a journal. Everything you eat. Start a journal. Everything that you eat. Start a journal. And in 7 days, look at the journal. Now you can evaluate what was good and what was bad. This wasn't really good. I felt weak that day. It's okay. I know I got to stay away from this. Right? Start a journal and be accountable to yourself. Y'all know me. I'm easy to reach. Y'all know my socials. They're everywhere. Or you see me at church, holler at me. I don't mind talking to you about fitness, health, nutrition. I will. But until then, check this out. I'll be back. What's tomorrow? Wednesday? I think Pastor will be back tomorrow with Word of the Day because today's Tuesday, right? So Pastor will do regular Word of the Day tomorrow, which is Wednesday. I will be back on Thursday and Friday. So make sure you guys tune in because we're going to be back in the kitchen. And I'm going to talk to you guys about meal preps, how to meal prep, how to structure your meal prep. What are carbs, good carbs, bad carbs? Because you hear people say no carbs, low carbs. We're going to talk about diets. I hate that word, but I'll get into all that, okay? Listen, thank y'all so much for tuning in today. I will see you beautiful people tomorrow. Make good choices, okay? Make good choices.